No.
I just record, so we're gonna record now. Professional.
We've been here for a while. We're wearing out.
All right. About to start.
Why don't you go and do that for me?
Okay.
Go and do that one. Get your balance. Keep your balance. Oh, grab your
Hey Aaron, will you mute? We're gonna get started.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. We're trying to get Katie and Bree on. Okay, we're gonna go on and get started though. All right. When I had lunch with Andrea, she was like, "You need to be doing a call every week. Just try it." And I was like, "Okay, what do I do? How do we do this? You know, whatever." And her suggestions were getting on as we do more, different people from the team will get on. So I'll probably be repetitive and do it a lot. But she said for me just to sort of tell my story, and you, Jen, too. Most of you already know kind of ours, so I don't know that we need to do that right now. And we can do it when we get more people on. And then give some tips and take some questions. The time's limited, and I think if we try to do them too long, people don't want to come on and listen to them. So anyway, okay, Bree says she's on. I don't know how she's on. I don't see her. Okay. Anyway, it says 6 participants. Okay, good. She's in. Anyway, hey, Bree, we are just starting, and we're just saying that we're going to, in the future, tell more of our stories. But right now, we're just going to get on to, how do I do this? Move. To tips, and then take questions. So I just had a couple tips, and I was going to do a video, y'all, and I can't get my stupid phone empty enough to make a video without saying it's too full. So the 3 I wrote down that I want to talk about for advice are, number 1, I don't know if y'all seen Andrea's video on the index card thing she does for prospecting and staying organized. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to buy 3 little boxes that hold index cards. One is going to be prospects, one's going to be customers, and one's going to be ambassadors, mainly level 1s for the people that you work with the most. And I thought that for my level 1s, just be in touch with all y'all, because ultimately our goal is to train your level 1s, okay? And if everybody trains their own level 1s, everyone gets trained, okay? I'm happy, we're happy to go a couple levels down, obviously, when people are interested, but if you own your level 1s and know that, say, you've got 10 or 15 are really working hard, and those are the ones you make sure you're equipping, and you're doing the same, that's how the ripple effect will work. And for instance, Bree Harper, were an ambassador for a long time, wholesale first, and loved the product, but wasn't active in the business. But knowing, I stayed in touch with her, still asked if she was liking it, and then she was like, what is it? I wanted to know more about the business piece, and now it's gotten active. So I think the index card thing is a really great way to be organized. And along with that, that's when we need to go make a list of 100 people, and think of every person you could think of in the entire world, and maybe the top 20 or 40 is into kind of your first index cards or prospect, let's say. And like Jen said earlier, I think you said it, Jen, and when you talk to them, keep the note of not just when you call them, but what's their health thing that you think, like they've mentioned migraines, or they've mentioned, PCOS, or they're addicted to their Diet Coke or whatever. And then as well, it's sort of the sales piece, even though we all think we're not being salespeople. Putting a place on there of when you talk to them and when you said you're going to call them back, or you ask them, is it all right if I follow up with you in 3 weeks? Is it all right if I call you in a month? Is it okay if I touch base in 2 weeks now that you start, if you're a customer, when you started? So I think it's going to get, as your team grows, I'm sitting here looking at my printed, there's 5 pages of this of people, y'all. There's over 200 people on my team now, and it's going to get chaotic, and it's hard to remember everybody and what they're all doing. And so I think being organized, then when you sit down at your desk for the 1 hour you're going to do, you can be like, all right, today I'm going to pull my index cards out, and I'm going to contact 5 existing customers, and then I'm going to reach out to 15 prospects, and I'm going to check in with a couple of ambassadors, see if they have any questions, and then kind of make it a rolling pattern. I hope that makes sense, y'all. I'm just winging it as I'm learning. So the index card is a great tip, and come up with your own system, whatever works for you, but I think that'll help, because if you just start throwing things and we never follow up, you'll drop the ball, and the next thing you know, they're posting about how they're doing some other MLM or trying some other diet, and then you'll be frustrated. You're like, oh man, I talked to them, but I didn't follow up. I didn't want to bother them, whatever. Just consistency. Yeah. So the other tip, hey Katie, the other tip I was going to tell you, so I'm recording this, Katie, so you can go back to this later. I was going to do a video on is new, and we're all learning about this. When Jen and I got into this, they didn't even have the triplex as a package. they had the ProBiome BioCleanse, but it wasn't, the big thing was more the Slim Accelerator, and then Boost came out, and that was a big deal, and Block, and they weren't really, but once people realized that a majority of them that had issues really losing the weight was the Candida, and we started researching more and more the gut health. All this stuff's really been rolling and getting more in the press and in articles or whatever. That's when people were starting to go, well, you know what, why don't you do the ProBiome BioCleanse? And then they actually packaged it as a more affordable combo. So with that, now I think a lot of us are starting out recommending triplex is the first thing when people say, well, what should I do? What should I do? And when you do, you've got to warn people about die-off, because a lot of us, Mom's friend Judy Clifford had a lot of this trouble because a lot of my mom's friends and the women that age have obviously had a lot longer time for their bellies to not be as healthy. And so it's going to take longer, and it may hurt worse while they're getting healthy. And a lot of them, we didn't really realize to warn, and I didn't understand die-off that much. And a lot of these women took it for a week, and all of a sudden they were sick, and they were in the bathroom, and they're like, forget this, I don't want this. I'd rather just have my constipation or my whatever health issue and be overweight because I don't want to feel like this. So another thing, write this down. When you get a customer that gets triplex, I'm so excited you're going to do this. I'm going to tell you how to take it, which if y'all don't know, and anybody that's new, we'll do another thing on that. But I remember telling a friend of mine, I said, you know what, based on your history that I know your health issues, sorry, this light's not, you are going to feel worse before you feel better. And I think if someone knows that going in, and if they want to do it, then you've warned them. And if they don't, they may back off. But I do think it's very, very important to enlighten people on what the side effects or symptoms of die-off are, and that nothing's wrong. It's actually, that's a good thing. You don't want them to not feel anything, because then they're like, well, what am I paying money for? I mean, people say I take a vitamin and I never felt anything. You want them to feel something. But anyway, what's the scientific word, Jen Dowhauer, for, isn't it like Herxing or Herc?
Yeah, it's like Herxheimer.
Yeah. So
if you type in HERX and Candida, it pops up.
Okay, yeah. So that was just another thing. So the index card idea, the die-off research, please warn people about die-off. Tell them to drink tons of water. Take it slow when they start with the ProBiome BioCleanse. Just
starting slow. I mean,
slow.
That's a huge thing. I would rather have somebody push their second order back because they have too much ProBiome and BioCleanse.
Yes.
I mean, they're going to run out of Slim faster than me, but they just need to know, like, hey, you're probably going to have 10 extra BioCleanse and 10 extra ProBio.
Right.
So just know that. But, as you get going for a couple of months, you might kind of build up some extra, and you might want to change your order up.
Exactly. And also, that's another point is when you do get them to buy triplex, you need to ask them. No, not right now. When you do ask them for when you tell them about triplex and they start, unfortunately, I mean, we're all adults and they should figure out the ordering and all that stuff, but you may want to handhold them a little bit that first month or two, because then they'll have too much, and just, helping them say, oh, you might want to go in and switch your order to just a bag of Slim this month to catch up, because I don't want you buying what you don't need to. And I think that goes a long way when you save somebody $60 they didn't have to spend, or whatever it is for those 2 bottles that are stacking up. And I've caught up, but it took me a while to catch up. I didn't need to buy BioCleanse for a long time, and now I'm, finally getting it a little more on a regular basis, because I can take the whole bottle in a month, right? I'm actually buying, 2 ProBios and 1 BioCleanse. So that was the other point. And then the other tip I wanted to give was figuring out your why. We've heard that, right? There are lots, and I don't think you have to have one why. And so I think that's what's a kind of a fun thing, is maybe come up with 5 or 10 over a month or over 2 months that you want to throw in posts between your regular posts on products or testimonies or whatever. And I am going to do, Charlie, I'm going to do one, there's various reasons, see some, turn that down. Testimony is a great one, but maybe you don't know, but it still rings true of like why. But I'm about to do a really cool one with my sweet mother-in-law right there, Dale, and my mom, because seeing them get healthy for my children is like, brings me to tears. This summer, my mom was riding a bike, and she couldn't ride a bike for the last, 10 years we've gone down there with the little kids. Mom, we all bike to Harbortown. She's like, my knees hurt too bad. I might have to get one of those 3-wheelers, like, da, da, da. And now this summer she rode a bike with me and Kirby down to Harbortown. Took a picture of it, and I'm going to do a post. I haven't had time, and I want to.
You guys want to watch a show down
really,
here?
Hey, Katie, will you mute yourself? Can you mute it? I don't know if she knows how. But coming up with several whys, because I think there's really, it's not like to draw people's heartstrings, but it's true. Like, what is your why? My why is, because the other day, Andrea was like, well, why are you doing this? Like, you have 4 kids, your husband has a great job, you don't have to do this. Like, why do you want to do this? You know? And I had to think, I'm like, well, why? Like, I love helping people. I like helping people get what they need. And then my other why is like, this is why I'm doing it. My mom is 72 years old and can ride a bike with my 6-year-old daughter, and they love each other. And my mams, you know, our other grandmother, Dale, you know, is feeling better and, you know, is going to live longer for my babies who love her so much. So just try to, you know, maybe just reading posts, coming up with great whys. So those were my 3 points for the day, because we don't have a ton of time. I don't want to ramble. I want us to get in the habit of doing this every week. And then Jen and I are going to go on the calendar maybe and set a weekly one so everybody knows, and we'll record them. So we kind of have ongoing ones that you know that are predictable. And if y'all will send us on our team page good times, and we'll try to narrow in some decent times. A lot of people work during the day, and a lot can't do it at night because we're still putting kids to bed at different time zones. So it's never going to be perfect. So I just think we do them and then have where you can find the time that you want to listen to the recording. We'll do that. And I've got to know what y'all want to know. I feel like I've read and I've trained by myself, and I've gotten to go. Roz has come to my house and done a boot camp down here because she'll come down from McKinney. And I sat through a bunch of these, and I sometimes forget that y'all haven't heard everything I've heard. So I can't assume you know. But, you know, when you're posting on Facebook, attach a cute picture with it. And do y'all know how? Like, I didn't understand the whole copy paste and how to do it for my phone. And we can have like a technical little training of here's how you post on Facebook. Here's how to make, I told another day, I'm sitting at lunch with Andrea and Lindsay Carricker, who did graphic design as a career. And she makes these cute things. I'm like, how do you do a graphic on my phone? I'm not that smart. Like, I'm busy. I don't know how to do these cute little arrows and, you know, the border. But they whip them up in 2 seconds. It would take me all day to do. And I feel like it's not a good use of time. So we need to do a little training on how to post with content as well as cute graphics that grab your attention, watching punctuation and grammar. I mean, there's nothing worse than reading somebody's that's not written correctly. Go in and edit it, you know, just make it professional. So, so we can do stuff like that. If y'all just tell us, I will make an ongoing list, and then we'll have the topic for each Zoom. And then for the last few minutes, I want to take questions, I guess. Y'all ask me. I don't want to sit here and ramble. I want people to, what comes to your mind when we talk? And let me write them down. If we don't get into them all, we'll put them out on the page.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I know Erin had done a little video on her page and my page. I asked her to share it on my page. It's just one of those things that I keep seeing, and it's not from our team specifically. It's more like girls I'm friends with that live all over all different teams all over the place. And I want to be like, what are they doing? I just don't understand. It's the apologizing for posting on Facebook.
Yeah.
I think it looks really bad. I just think those posts that are like, are you sick of my annoying Plexus post? That just gives people the opportunity to be annoyed.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I didn't know other people were annoyed. Well, maybe I should be too. Hey, girls.
That's a
Right,
good
okay. So I think that we should not do that. I think it's just, if you want to post about it, you want to post about it. It's who cares? It's sort of like, what if you took a million pictures of your cats? Like, do people who take pictures of their cats apologize? Like, sorry, it's the 10th picture of my cat this week. No, they just post about their cats and think people want to see them. Another thing, and I do this too, and I don't want to come down on anybody for doing this. I just think when you're doing posts about like, hey, my sugar cravings are cut, so glad I didn't have a Diet Coke today. But then in the next maybe 2 days later, there's a picture of you holding a Diet Coke in your hand.
Right.
It's like, like every picture of you on Facebook or everything that you like or comment on, it should all sort of be based on what is your brand? What is the message that you're trying to convey through Facebook? Because, Facebook is real, but, you can kind of you can kind of make it what you want to be and make your image on Facebook a certain way. So don't post like a bunch of fattening recipes for people.
Right.
I still make things with cream cheese in them, but I might not necessarily like put that up, maybe I'd put a healthy recipe up, but not something else.
That's a good point.
Or if you do, turn it into like, this was delicious. So glad I was able to just eat, a few bites, or so glad I could, take a few bites and put it down instead of eating the entire pan or whatever.
Right.
Hey, Dale.
Hello.
I don't know. That's just one of my things. I think it's just, you gotta, you can always file a recipe away, but it's different to share it with everybody.
Right.
Just think about the brand. Think about your brand.
All right. Who has any questions? That we can address now or later or whatever?
This is Jana. Hey.
Hey, Jana.
I will say I did agree, and I think you might be talking about me with but did you die? I did post that, and I debated on that the other day, but sometimes I do think it can be kind of fun in a way, but I agree. I debated about posting that.
Which one?
To have a little bit of humor with it. What? You can't see me.
No.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just don't know which post you're talking about.
I did a post. I did see something, and I copied it from somebody. They had made a graphic with the Asian fellow from The Hangover or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Too many Plexus posts, but did you die? And I debated on posting that, but sometimes, like in the light of like the McCalls, to put a little bit of humor into it sometimes, like. And I was trying to convey, like, yeah, I know, because like Catherine Lanner, our friend, I have had some friends, like, I'm like, I don't know if you've seen that I'm doing this Plexus thing, and they laugh. They're like, oh my gosh, yes, I do know,
Right.
Like I've seen everything, which I know, and I like to hear that. So sometimes, just to put a little bit of humor into it, but I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
That's
kind of a good point. If you can be, I mean, the McCalls are silly all the time, and that's their brand. But like Jen said, if it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, or I'm not going to apologize because I'm helping people. Like,
the girl in particular that we're talking about, that I know Erin, I won't say who it is, but
hey, I'm here. I can. Yeah, like the post that really got me in particular was a girl who was an ambassador who was getting like defensive. Like she was like spouting off like to somebody, apparently somebody out there who must have like said something mean about what she was doing or about her post or something, and she was like mouthing off like, to all of you people who don't like my post, like, blah blah blah. Like it was a very defensive post, and I was like, ooh, like I'm not even a potential customer, I'm an ambassador, and that turned me off. Like imagine what
Erin
the general public who's reading that.
I was like, I know exactly who you're talking about because we're mutual.
Yeah. I mean, I was just like, whoa, there's no place for that. That's just not necessary. Like, if I've had people make comments about my posts before, like little jabs and stuff, and I just ignore them.
And
I mean, it's going to happen. And,
you can delete someone's post in something you started and you don't like
exactly.
You can actually delete it, and they may be like, where'd my thing go? They're never going to go back and look. They made some dumb jab and they kept moving. So you can
exactly.
and then don't engage. Just move on. And be professional.
Exactly.
Like we were saying,
right.
Apologetic. We need to be confident. We need to be.
But that was where that video really stems from. Was that one particular post from somebody who wasn't on our team? It was very defensive, and I was just kind of like, well, okay, I don't want anybody from my team making a post like that, so I'm just gonna put it out there on my page. And then Jen thought she wanted me to put it on her page. So, that was where it stemmed from. It was, there was nothing. And then while I was saying that, I just thought of, the apologetic post too. I thought of that too. So, yeah. So, but it stemmed from that specific post. Okay. And Jen knows who I'm talking about.
That really intrigued me about joining Andrea's team and Roz and Celeste when I heard them. Those are the people I actually went to the very first meeting. Roz and Celeste were in Andrea's living room. Is how incredibly full of integrity and positive. And I know sometimes it gets almost overloaded, like no one complain about anything, so we're going to all stay positive. But there's something to say for just being professional and like the opposite of apologetic is literally like, like almost want to be like, I can't believe you think this stuff you don't want this stuff. You're crazy. Like you're crazy to not want that. Like we need to be so pumped and so confident and so proud of our brand instead of, and I think it's because MLMs have the stigma that we're all learning about and we're all having to kind of get through. I think I posted something, I'm going to put it in our page, and it was about how to, handle like, isn't that a pyramid scheme comment, and like how to get through these things with confidence and not like, well, I mean, sorry, but it really isn't, instead of, it's not at all.
Yeah.
My husband's hospital's in a pyramid. It's the big guys and the little, that's the pyramid. I'm the top of my own. I like to say I'm the top of my own pyramid, if you want to look at it that way. I'm the boss.
Yeah.
We're all the top of our, but by the way, Jen Dowhauer made more money than me several months. Like she can go right past me. Any of you can go right past me. It's not at all that way. And we have a product sale. But anyway, having that positive confidence, like this stuff's awesome. And then just like talk about something else, move on. And I think there's also, Jana, you had texted us about how to talk to people and not sound too salesy and sending them too much information. I think what intrigued me about Andrea too is she didn't say much. Like she posted a little and then I saw her in chapel and I didn't know her that well. And she made it a mystery and made me want to know, like, I was like, what is this girl doing? I need to know more about it. And she was like, oh, it's just this stuff. And then she was like, oh, and then she like didn't really chat. And I was like, it made me want to know more. So if you can do sort of that mystery too, because I mean, almost I told her, I said, are you going to post 1 million pictures about Hawaii? And she's like, oh, well, I want everybody to want to be there. I said, I know, but after a while, we can't alienate, but we want people to want, like, we got to find that sweet spot of wanting someone to go to Hawaii where they're not like, well, this is so annoying. They post so much about it. I don't want to go to Hawaii with these people. Like you've got to find that sweet spot of making people want what you've got and let them know that you're not trying to sell, and pull wool over their eyes. It's something that we all, every single American human being need. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. We've got 6.5 minutes. Any other questions or requests for things that, and I'm going to do a contest for just our page to kind of get y'all fired up about, contacting people, just going outside your comfort zone. Or maybe I'll just tell you an example. I have watched this girl.
Hey, Sophia. Go, John.
I've watched this girl like my posts for 1.5 years. Okay. And this girl I've known in Atlanta, not very well, but she and another good friend approached me to do Arbonne when we lived in Nashville and Charlie was 1 and he's 10. And to join, it was like $1,500 or $2,000. We didn't have $2,000 laying around to join. So I was like, I would love to. And I went to this meeting. These people are making all this money. And so anyway, I knew she'd done Arbonne and she was liking my post. So last week, finally on Friday, messaged her and I said, hey, okay, you're so sweet to like my post. Are you just being supportive? Or are you interested in Plexus? I mean, I don't know what you're up to anymore. Can't really tell. She was like, I am so flattered that you even thought of me. Thank you so much. I'm totally interested. I've got to get my body back in gear. I got a lot going on. Can we talk the second week in October? And I was like, whoa. Y'all, she was flattered. There's a lot of people out there waiting for us to ask them to do it with us. And when you tell them, not you got to do this with me, you tell them, I think you'd be awesome at this. I would love you on my team. I think it'd be really fun. They get complimented and they feel well. And it's genuine. It's totally genuine because she was very successful in Arbonne. She wasn't like, I don't even think she is now. Now I think she's not. I think it fizzled. But she would be she'll understand our comp plan. And then I wrote back and I was like, all I know is I paid $35 to join. I have no inventory and all I do is buy my own and mine's paid for and I'm making money. She was like, oh, I like what you just said there. I cannot wait. And I was like, well, why don't I send you a couple samples of the pink drink just so you can taste it and we'll chat in October. She was like, oh my gosh, that would be great. Thank you so much. Boom. Y'all, why did I put that off for 18 months? For 18 months, this girl has liked my post. And I was like, well, she does an MLM. Maybe she's just being supportive. All I got to do is ask. And it's kind of easy on these private messages, y'all. You don't have to call them and bug them and get on them on the phone. They're not going to answer. You just private message. Hey, I saw you liking my post. I think you'd be so good at this. And they're like, thank you so much. Try that. There's just an easy. So maybe I'll do a contest with like, how many people did you compliment and say that you want on your team? And in that list of 100 people that you're making, pick 20 people that you really think would be fun to do this with. All these people we're seeing on Facebook, y'all, none of them know, we don't know many of them personally. I know more of them here because there are a lot of them in Dallas, but they're all like really good friends doing this together. And like, how amazing is this? They're all making amazing money, traveling, all getting healthy. Like, it's not like they're all doing a bunch of drugs and going to go downhill. Like, everybody's doing great things here. So, get fired up, be confident, make a list, And then I'll come up with a contest, hopefully in the next day or so, for us to do for the rest of September or something fun. All right, 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Questions?
Quick question. Quick question. I know, like, early on when I joined, I watched a video with Sonia Dudley saying she doesn't give samples and she doesn't give 3 days. She just says, hey, go buy it.
Yeah.
And lately I've been, okay, here's a sample. Here's a sample. Just try it. And I feel like it may be backfiring on me because they've got it and nothing's happening, really. So thoughts?
I'm careful because I'm the same thing. Like this girl I was talking about has done one of these and she'll try. I know she'll try them. Now, I don't force them on anyone. If someone, I would just use your discretion with how much interest. Are they really engaging you? They talked a lot about stuff versus like, that sounds cool. Well, here, but I'll be at a basketball game with the kids and some moms ask me about it and I'll have one in my purse. I'm like, here, you want to taste one? And they're like, thanks. So, and they'll like do it right then. Like they'll have a water bottle. I'll be like, here, mix it in your water right now and taste it. Like almost make them do it right there. I'm not going to. So I agree because people have to put their skin in the game. And if they don't want to spend but y'all, when Andrea told me about it, I bought a 7-day and a 3-day retail. I bought $10, 10 days worth. That was it because I was like, I don't know. And let people do that. Just be like, buy it retail, buy 10 days, buy 7 days, do what you think. Because they have control over that instead of feeling like they got in some auto ship and that always spooks them. So I would just use your discretion because you can do this business without investing one dime of free Slim to anybody. But I think we all do it. We just have to find a little balance. Really think about the person that you're talking to.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Anybody else? I think Jen and I talked about earlier this week on her video, if y'all watched it, was the consistency. Y'all have got to do it. Do y'all know what Buffer is? Do y'all know the app Buffer? I just tried to set it up and I haven't done it in a while. Where you can set up, because I have 2 Word documents and I'm going to put them on my page. I think I already did some. I have like 50 post ideas, but I can't post 50 times a day. It would be so annoying. So you can set up the posts like Katie Walters, you work during the day. So you could set up some posts, one to go off at 10 a.m. and one at like 4 p.m. when people are getting off work or whatever. And then you come home at night and people are messaging you because they've seen these posts, but you at work. It's awesome. Like you can set up what time of day and how many, and I can't remember exactly how many, but it's Buffer. I think it's buffer.com. Okay. So all right, I got less than a minute. What we're going to do is y'all just write anything y'all have onto my team page or Jen's, and we will do another call like this. I don't know if Sunday afternoons are good. While my baby's asleep, I'll bet kids are napping. I don't know. Y'all let me know. But I hope it was helpful.
It was.
All right. Well, y'all get out there. Somebody go do something and copy from each other. Find awesome posts and make it your own.
Will do.
Have a great day, y'all.
Okay, bye.
Bye, y'all. Take care.
Bye, Manna. Love you.
Bye.